Hi, hello, how are you? Welcome to the Consularship report brought to you by Vertex of Abundance. My name is Serene Priestess of Lucy. I'll be your oracle today. I was sent to deliberate the findings for a channeled reading. Okay, so we're going to get in here, fit in here, and see what we got going on. If you're new, welcome. You belong to Welcome Home. Vertex of Abundance is the galactic temple of ascension, delivering sacred messages from behind the veil. We will be using from Liminal 11, we'll be using the This Might Hurt Tarot by Isabella Rotman to impose the guidance. That's the baseline overall energy for the reading. If you are returning, welcome back. It's a delight and an honor and a pleasure to have you. Thank you for allowing me to serve you. We're going to go ahead and lay 4 cards. And there will be more additional cards that come up, but that's to clarify or modify the meaning of the cards that we have laid. Sometimes the reading goes over 45 minutes, sometimes it doesn't. Usually if it's starting to go over 45 minutes, I will extend the reading. Right now, unless particular things are going on, like I'm analyzing people's different energies and stuff like that, that they're going to be cost effective, meaning like it'll be a low to no barrier. So sometimes if you click over to a different website, at least for the summer-ish, it will be low barrier entry just because there's a suggested donation. If there's a cost issue, try putting 0 and see if it'll take it. Now, the other part of that is that I've also made sure that there's a meeting summary. It's more oftentimes than not, sometimes, very few times, especially for live readings, there's no summary. And then the other part of that is you can always like fast forward. Like, I don't mean like skip, I mean like double speed. You can go up to twice as fast, which will reduce the reading here on the channel down to at least 1/2, okay? Up to 1/2, I mean. So it's a delight and an honor. I'm just trying to do what I can because right now there's a little bit of adjustment. We have the Empress here along with so we've been in gestation. There's going to be some massive action taken. There might be some massive action taken by someone else. If it's us, we're in our gestation period and we're beginning to put our ideas or strike our will upon the universe now. It may also be that we're in our masculine energy. Most of the audience is feminine bodied, or whether they're identified or assigned. Now, sometimes it's not. There's about 15% of the audience that's masculine. So the other aspect of that, or male, the other aspect of that is that if we are male, identified or assigned, and we're showing up as the feminine energy, the Empress, the feminine archetype, it would mean that we're in our gestation. We're nurturing, we're creative, okay? Now, men have a womb as well. It's not the genitalia, that's the female womb. The men's womb is actually the third eye, and the word is conception, feminine womb, versus inception, masculine womb. So we're securing some type of opportunity. It seems like we have a boon, promise of material blessings here, and we need to master some practical skill or yield a harvest. Okay, there's something here also about returning, so we might be making some type of commitment. The return could be just approval, clearance, grace, testimony, witnessing, or it could be some type of reunion. We have the 2 of Wands and the Justice card. Also the 3 of Wands and the Death card. Okay, so these are the overall energy as we're gathered here today for the Consularship report and the channeled reading. These 4 cards, which are the 2 of Wands, Justice, 3 of Wands, Death, they're going to tell us about the overall energy. Now, my dear, there will be additional cards, but those actually modify or clarify. These are the baseline energy imposed today. Okay, 2 of Wands, Justice, 3 of Wands, Death, 2 of Wands, Justice, 3 of Wands, Death. The 2 of Wands with the justice means something's already underway, something's happening. An alignment, it's rather strict too, or severe. It's more on the strict side unless there's unimposed punishment. I haven't seen that thus far. It's already underway. Within the next couple few days, probably by the weekend, something's coming across our path, some type of inevitable ending. And I'm hearing a song about having it covered for the weekend. So there might be a splitting. Somebody might be leaving one person, going to the next person, or trying to open up their connection. And that's the whole spectrum, you know. We do manifest here in divine pairs, but there's not the expectation that we get all of our needs met by one person. Now, oftentimes, I'm not saying open up our intimacy needs to another person in terms of bed pleasures, but like you need a best friend, you need a lover, you need a companion, you need like a work bestie, you know, or business partner. We shouldn't require one person to meet all of our needs. I don't know if that's coming through here. Now we have the Libra Aries spectrum here with the 2 and 3 of wands and the justice card. So that's usually the axis between the first and the seventh house is the full card. In addition, 2 of wands means we're at a crossroads. We're weighing up options. Justice card means that something was unfair or out of alignment and it's being balanced. Justice card also represents skill for the higher level practitioners out there. And then we have 3 of wands, which means something's been conjured up or called upon. There may be some underwriting or like vying for. Um, there's been some type of underwriting. Basically, at the crossroads, we've called something in, so we're embarking down the road, or something's coming down the road. And there's going to be a transition here, some type of transformation, transition. It can be inevitable, it can be permanent as well. Now we have the moon card, page of swords, star card, 10 of wands. So another aspect of this is that with this death card and the 10 of wands, that can mean that we're purging a karmic cycle, we're wrapping up a karmic cycle. With the star card and the 3 of wands, somebody might be waiting for us to come forward or to come towards us so that their hopes, wishes, and dreams could be healed or yielded. Star card with this moon card means a natural born witch. Also, the calling on our life, our deepest soul's need is calling, reaching out. The page of swords with the star card can talk about Venus in Aquarius, Venus in the 11th house, Leo rising to a much lesser degree. We also have the Justice card here, so there could be Venus in the 7th house, Venus in Libra, Aries rising to a much lesser degree. If there's an Aries rising, we either have the Sun and or Mars in the first house. And then we also have 2 water signs thus far, Pisces, the Moon, and Scorpio. Now, with this moon and this page of swords is a little bit of suspect. The eyes are on us. There might be something latent here or hidden agenda, ulterior motive. We have the 10 of Pentacles. Fool card. Remember, I was just mentioning that Chariot with the page of wands. So we're getting invited out to something, or we might be showing up. The page of wands is kind of coming out to play a little bit, especially with the chariot here. Now we have 2 10s on the board already. We have 2 pages on the board already. So we have a pair of pages, a pair of 10s. So we're looking to build something, and it's already in our energy with this moon card. That's what this 2 of wands is. We're figuring out how to do something, and it's to build. It can be legacy. It can be family. So the legacy would actually have to deal with the business or some type of estate, and then the family planning is literally like children or home. And some of those words, you know, cross over. Vertex of Abundance is the galactic temple of ascension, delivering sacred messages from behind the veil. If anything that is said resonates deeply with you, go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book a session, send a donation. From Ripe Avocado, we will be using the minor arcana of Cosmic Coven Tarot to deliberate any findings for pairing. So we have a pair of pages and a pair of tens. So let's start with a pair of tens. Five of Wands, and we're the Queen of Swords, which means that we're learning some type of karmic lesson, or there was some type of something was repelled energetically. It might have been criminal or demonic, especially with this Justice card. There could have been some haters, some petty hoes, crossing conundrums, karma. Ten of Wands on this other side, which, I mean, pardon, permiso, me scusi. With this Ten of Pentacles and this Five of Wands, we actually both want the same thing if we're dealing with another person, but they're going about it in a different way than we are, and it's creating some conflict. Six of Swords and the Five of Wands, that could talk about moving on from something karmic, something demonic, something criminal, basically something petty, something basic. Moving on, moving forward into calm emotional water. So there was a conflict and now there's a reconciliation. I misuse that word, a reunion, a coming back together. Reconciliation is specific. I'm not saying that yet. We have the Five of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. So there is a tending to a situation. King of Cups with the Eight of Cups. So first of all, we do have strong Pisces energy here with the Moon, Eight of Cups. That's somebody with their Saturn in the 12th house, Saturn in Pisces. With the King of Cups and the Moon card here, somebody could be a Pisces Sun and or a Gemini rising. This Two of Pentacles suggests that we're attending to something. We need to make something right, and it might not be apologizing or chasing after somebody and explaining. It's more along the lines of checking on something, administering something, ensuring something is in order. Because we might have had to withdraw our energy. Could we have a desire or a feeling or a calling, and we're feeling overwhelmed or burdened, Ten of Wands with the Page of Wands here. So we checked on that pair of tens. We need to check on a pair of eights. Excuse me, pardon, pages. Five of Swords. Okay, so before we had jealousy, hate, like, pettiness. Now we have hatred, Five of Swords. That's not jealousy from haters, it's more hatred from a frenemy. It's love, hate. And it's basically an open enemy, somebody who's betrayed versus manipulate. On our end, we are the Six of Wands. So we have an elevated status or positioning here because we received glory from the divine Six of Wands. If we are coming up against another energy entity ideology, they are the Ace of Swords. So they have some kind of either power in their hand, they need to voice a decree. There was some standards and boundaries and a procrastination with the Ace of Swords and the Five of Swords. It could also just be that some truth might need to come to them. Things didn't go anywhere. Now, if it's not another being, person, place, or thing, enemy, energy, entity, ideology, it could be that we need to come into truth, clarity, or speak some kind of truth or clarity because of our standards and boundaries. Five of Swords. Queen of Wands, high vibrational female, needing charisma, needing, and I say female not in terms of like, body or gender identification. It's more like the pull. Are you receptive and attracting? Are you active and pursuing? Men are often in the feminine energy and feminine are also in their masculine energy. And also it depends on the domain. You could be one way at home and one way at work. The feminine archetype attracts and they nurture and create. The masculine energy pursues and they command, they lead, they take charge. One talks about spiritual kingdoms, the other talks about physical kingdoms. So this is somebody who the queens develop, the kings lead. So this is somebody who is developing drive, desires, passions, motivations. They typically need, queens are needs, kings are wants. They typically need some type of affection, adoration, appreciation, acknowledgement. They need celebration and praise is what the queens need versus the cups that need to be cherished and treasured, and they need to feel like they're beloved. And then the Queen of Wands, Seven of Wands, this is needing to defend, needing to take a position, needing to take a stand, because some kind of truth. Honestly, I'm feeling like somebody needs us to fight for something or declare an intention and move towards it. We have the Sun, Six of Wands, Page of Cups, Tower, Eight of Pentacles. This is the word pentacles. That just made me laugh. And then the Strength card. Yeah, I'm curious about that. Pentacles. I like that word. Okay, are this just doing math here. Hold on, I'm mathing. Okay, so we have a pair of eights, and we have the triple page. Okay, so strength card is emotional fortitude, strength, courage, and wisdom. It's mastering our lower nature, overcoming something in our instinct, where now we respond versus react, and we come from a place of intuition, intellect, or identity versus instinct. We're not reactive, we're responsive. It's clarified by the Eight of Pentacles and the Tower here. So there is some type of either foundation, there might be a corporation with the Ten of Pentacles here and the Tower. That could be a corporation. Because Tower and the Sun card, it gives the energy of restoration or conflict resolution. There might also be a Leo Sun here with the Strength card and the Leo. The Strength card is Leo and the Sun card. Pardon me, let me grab some tea. So we have conflict resolution here, Tower and the Sun. We have Six of Wands here on our end, receiving some type of glory, and it goes with the Strength card, which talks about Jupiter in the fifth house, Jupiter in Leo. So there's some type of expansion or divine assist around either the energy that we're cultivating, Eight of Pentacles, or whatever work we've been assigned. We're on our hustle, our flow, our grind in some kind of way. And it does have to do with either being a golden child, Page of Cups, or some kind of preparation to receive a spiritual blessing. It also can be messages of affection. Page of Cups with the Eight of Cups is feeling withdrawn. Page of Wands with the Six of Wands is feeling triumphant. Page of Swords. There's no other swords. We only have one sword card here, and it's a court card. That's fascinating. So this is relatively pleasant and positive, even if there's different pieces of it that are a bit difficult. It's not as precarious as it could be. Okay, sweetheart, you're wet right now. I can't do that, honey. You understand? Excuse me, babe. Like me, I got cords everywhere. So, so this is interesting because it seems like we're attending to a situation. We're coming from this crossroads over to this universal alignment, justice card. We're processing something that's karmic in and of its nature, And we weren't dealing with a demon or even a criminal. We were dealing with something that was out of alignment because karma was pending. Justice card. So the thing that was out of alignment was the Five of Pentacles. We either needed to tune into, tap into grace or spirit, and it did happen. Six of Wands. The thing about that, though, is there were changes that had to be made. We needed to leave something behind. We needed to kind of exit scene, leave stage right, leave the chat, whatever, what have you. And we did that. With the King of Cups and the Chariot, there could be a Cancer Sun, there could be a Libra rising. It's most likely a Sun in Cancer because it's talking mostly here about an Aries rising. But to a lesser degree, there could be some kind of Capricorn rising, Venus in the 12th house, Venus in Pisces, Venus in the 4th house, Venus in Cancer. Or Pisces Sun, which would be a Gemini rising. I'm not getting Gemini rising, so we're dealing with somebody with their Sun in Pisces. I'm not getting Libra rising, so we're dealing with somebody with their Sun in Cancer. There are some changes to make here. Either we need to tame something that can get out of hand. It might be our Kundalini with the Strength card in the Tower. It might be that we're a keeper of the sacred flame. Here it would be the indigo flame or the red flame, the red thread of life. It can be that we're one of the commanders of one of the goddess paths, the left-hand path. We have Sekhmet here with the Strength card. We have Ma'at here with the Justice card. And then we have like more of a high ranking, actually a commander type of ranking that would deal with, I'm going to just say this, warfare. I'll leave that alone. There might have been some kind of energy that was mounting up. I'm not seeing intentional witchcraft. We don't have a double five, but we do have a five, which means there was something here that might have been mistaken. People think that witchcraft is just lighting candles, is just doing spells. It could be a bunch of girls getting together at a water cooler and gossiping about somebody with one false truth or one, unwitting, something that's not quite true. Three people at a water cooler gossiping about somebody else is considered a coven, let alone somebody doing chants and abracadabra and Santaria Brujeria, Strigara Benedelia, and we do have a double eight here. So double eight is spell work, but it also could be manipulation or what comes out of spending a lot of time, energy, effort, attention in a place. Time and indulgences is the double eight. So it's, we got to weigh it up here. I'm not detecting this witchcraft, even with the moon card here. We could have been stripped, we could have been siphoned, we could have been harvested, but it would have been through a cycle or an entity off the physical plane, not in a physical person. Yes, there might have been entity, energy, ideology, but it wouldn't have come from a living enemy. It would have been a non-corporeal, a disincarnate energy attached to the lower astral with the moon. So, which I'm feeling they're getting cut out because knighting the moon is the death card. That means the light at the end of the tunnel. We're going to stratify here. Eight of Cups. We're getting to a higher level. We're going up the mountain to a higher vibration, to a higher dimension, to a higher level. Two of Pentacles. We're attending to the situation. We're not ignoring it. And even if we don't know exactly what it is, we're making moves that move the situation along. Even if it's hopscotch, treading water, we're still dealing with it. We're not ignoring it. We are on that hustle, that flow, that thug thistle, that grind. We got that base. We got that juice. We're doing something about it. Yeah, I'm hearing. I'm all about that base. About that base. No travel. I don't know even who that is. But it's very particular that there was a karmic cycle here with the Ten of Wands, and it's on our side. So we're coming up out of it. Because as we go towards alignment, we deal with a couple few things. This Page of Cups could also be innocent, naive, pure-hearted. We had to mature a little bit, and there is a cycle where we've kind of sacrificed or lost that purity. There might be a Taurus rising here to a lesser degree, though. It's more likely that we have our Venus in the eighth house, our Venus in. Oh, oh, honey, listen to this. We have the Death card, Scorpio, the Moon card, Pisces, and the Chariot card, Cancer. And the only thing that says we might even remotely have an Earth rising is actually more akin to a little bit of Virgo, but it's saying that somebody's sun is in Virgo, and we actually have a Capricorn rising here. Because the Page of Cups means the descendant. With the Chariot card, that means somebody with their Venus in the fourth house, Venus in Cancer, or a Capricorn rising. And then we have the Two of Pentacles, Jupiter in Capricorn. So if there's a Capricorn rising, they would have their Jupiter in the first house, and that makes complete sense. Somebody here has a large orbit. Their influence on a situation would align things in terms of system structure, leverage, and then there would be some kind of karmic reckoning when they come around. I don't know what your particular rising sign is, but wherever Capricorn is, when they're in the environment surrounding location, there's a Jupiter in that house wherever Capricorn would be. Like for me, I'm a Sag rising, so if there's a Capricorn around with Jupiter and Capricorn, they're going to be hitting my second house. Does that make sense? So like what is it for you? What is your rising? That's what this is reading as. And let's go ahead and do a clarification. Vertex of Abundance is a galactic temple of ascension, delivering sacred messages from behind the veil. If anything resonates deeply with you, go ahead and smash that like button. Today from Los Scarabeo, we will be using the Veda Stabila to to deliberate any findings from correlative or corresponding energies. So I'm getting here Capricorn rising, Cancer descendant, Jupiter in Capricorn. What does that mean, please? So we're getting Sun in Virgo. If there's a Taurus rising, that would mean that their Mercury is in Taurus in the first house. If there's a Virgo rising, their Sun would be in Virgo in the first house. If there is a Capricorn rising, their Jupiter would be in Capricorn in the first house. But I'm getting that somebody is willing back something that almost got lost, where they need to quickly turn around and recapture some opportunistic thing before it gets lost or destroyed or fumbled. What is this Virgo energy that I'm getting if there is a Virgo rising? Okay, so there is a Virgo rising here, but to a lesser degree. It's somebody who's sitting there mapping out. They see some kind of opportunity for refinement, and this Virgo energy would want some type of, union. Or they're doing a ritual. They could be very much doing, if there's a witch, it would be the Virgo here. And so it says in the Nestorino Toro here. What is this? Okay, so the Taurus got themselves stuck. I don't know what that is, what that looks like, but it seems like there was something pretty precious. They're having some kind of worried about worth and value. because there is something here where we're coming. Oh, we need to choose to go towards what we want and allow the universe to help us with that. We need to be guided by faith, not by sight. We need to be obedient because delayed obedience is actually disobedience. If we're called to do something, the how don't matter. We can't even be doing the why of the why of the why of the why. If our why of the why of the why of the why is meaning, don't be asking God a bunch of questions about, but, here's my attitude and my popping up at the mouth. It's not about that. It's like if the why is big enough, the how doesn't matter. Like we will make it there if we just start one step after another. If we have a calling, part of the how comes in being obedient. Because with this Taurus energy, that's it. Amalato. The malady, the sickness, the stuckness, the whatever, they need to come up out of some kind of sickness or it's something's going to die here because they're being contrivial or frivolous. When really on the horizon is a blessing, but they need to tune into, tap into, they need to enter the sanctum sanctorum. So we need to keep it moving, one foot and step in front of the other. There's maturity is going to come from being dutiful and having fidelity. There's a maturity here that we need to step into, and that's the thing that's going to move us to alignment. And then we also have a Melchizedek combination here. There's some type of demiurgos, demigod trying to preside over, lord over, rule over. Yeah, so we really do need to step into alignment, is what this means. Yes, we know that there's something promising in the future, hope, wish, dream, aspiration, heart's desire, soul's ambitions, but we might not know exactly how to go about it. But at one foot and step in front of the other, we'll find little bits and pieces of information each along the way. We need to move towards this. And yeah, okay, there's strategy and tactics and la-di-da and yada yada. But here's the thing: since this is new, il bambino, since it's so fresh, it means there's such growth potential that we can't tell how that baby's going to come out in adulthood. All we know is that we have this opportunity in our hand and we need to embark upon that path. And it's work, servicio. We need to service this opportunity. So let's continue we won't extend it. We haven't been here that long, but here's the deal. Another page came out. So we're doing for the triple page here. This is about our authentic, genuine self. We need to master this unconditional love. We need to master our character as a human being, essentially, really our heart. We need to master our ability to give love unconditionally. Doesn't mean tolerance is unconditionally, because that's going to be part of what we inherit. And we're feeling expansive in some kind of way. It can be that somebody here is ready to make some type of offer or invitation, really, with the Page of Wands. Then we also have a pair of twos here with the Two of Pentacles. We got a whole bunch of you. Somebody has been taking a long time preparing themselves to take action. They're going to try to climb the mountain here and make a move, and it's going to be a creative new beginning. Because things have been either confused or at a standstill, and it's going to be a breakdown or a breakthrough, depending on how things go. This is pair of two. So there's something going on with somebody that we have an alliance with, a friendship with. It might not be completely a relationship, but it feels like we're getting an invitation. It might be a friend that asks us to do a project with them. It might be a friend that asks us to go out on a date with them. It might be a friend that asks us to, I don't know, run a marathon with them, volunteer with them. So there's something here. There's something here. I want to know about that Six of Wands with the Strength card. What is this? Jupiter in the fifth or in Leo? Yeah, okay. So we need some help when it comes to the love we give ourselves and others, fifth house. Um, our generative energy, our creative pursuit, where we go to play, because we might have hurt somebody's heart or broken somebody's heart accidentally. All of a sudden, something turns around because what we might not realize is there's been a lot of delays and letdowns on something trying to come towards us. And they really have a lot to give. We might be stepping on an opportunity, not even knowing. And that happens sometimes. People aren't clear with what they want. You know, sometimes they have the little quiet ask. I don't mean to denigrate or downplay or minimize or dismiss, but you know, if it doesn't reach the level of our standards or boundaries, it might not even make it cross our field of view. We might hear something and interpret it very face value when really there's a deeper meaning of something. And it's exhausting to sit there and interpret everything that the person's saying, you know, especially when we're in our little space, little zone. We have the Ace of Wands, Seven of Swords, Ace of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Three of Swords. So there's a wound here, Three of Swords. Something is wounding. There could be delays, dispersal, ruptures, third party interference, some type of triangulation, disappointment. Something could be suspended, nearly canceled. Queen of Swords, it means we need terms and conditions, or we need something to yield because it's constricted. The very particular thing that needs to happen before anything can go forward, and it might not actually happen. This might be the decline of a matter now, especially with the Eight of Cups here. Something could have been having been built up, and then it starts to decline. Vertex of Abundance is a galactic temple of ascension, delivering sacred messages from behind the veil. If anything resonates deeply with you, go ahead and smash that like button, perhaps comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book a session, or send a donation. Okay, so for this pair of aces, that's partnership energy, we'll be using from Etsy. We will be using the Pop of Love Oracle to deliberate any findings for pairing in terms of union, and that's by Vibe About It Tarot. We have Glow Up. I'm working on myself every day. I hope to improve spiritually and emotionally to become a better person that deserves you. I'm slowly moving forward in my life, and I hope to reunite with you one day. Glow up means a connection with others, positive vibes, and connecting with others, positive vibes in a new phase of life, overcoming illness and or negativity, feeling confident, and being on the right path in life. We have divine feminine, chaser, runner, and magical muse. Okay, so we are this energy of muse plus glow up. We're something that's inspirational, a great source of artistic inspiration and beyond, a lover friendly infatuation, or maybe a stranger that one barely or never speaks to. This other side is the runner. The nature of the situation is chaser. Excuse me, the power of the situation, the effect also is the chaser, and the nature of the situation is divine feminine. Something here is in this nurturing creative energy. I said that at the beginning of the reading. Compassionate love life. Okay, compassionate love life. Soft understanding, insight, empathy, creative, birth, renewal, healing, restoration, acceptance, connection, oneness, receptivity, nurturing, growth. So it's tension, push and pull. Five of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, somebody got abandoned and then they come back. Nine of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, slow change making. It took a while. It took a couple letdowns or losses or breakdowns, especially with this Ten of Wands here. It was a karmic cycle, not just a karmic lesson. Queen of Swords here on our side, we may be needing cunning strategy, tactics, or something here wasn't completely out in the open. Remember what I said? Quiet ask is what I was getting. Seven of Swords is right there, broad daylight, but we don't pick it up because it's a little bit sideways moving. Now, unfortunately, with the Justice card and the Fool card and the Seven of Swords, there was a trespass. We might have done something wrong because I've also detected that we're trampling over somebody's heart, and that came out in the clarifiers, and then we have the Three of Swords here. So we're going back to the pairings. We have a pair of threes. What's the pair of threes about? Because two threes in a reading could mean collaboration, cooperation, co-creation. But this is the harbinger of disorder and the harbinger of disapproval. Yeah, okay. So remember, we have Three of Swords is the suspension. Five of Swords is a withdrawal or revocation. It's a withdrawal here because the Eight of Cups. But this is pre-revocation. And then the Ten of Swords would be a cancellation. We haven't come there yet. So again, we're in this esteemed, exalted position that's also receiving glory. But this other side, Five of Swords, Four of Pentacles, they're trying to grasp or hold on to something, secure their position. And then it seems like there's a need here to Five of Swords, Two of Pentacles. Five of Swords is the intervene, Two of Pentacles is the intercede. So we need to attend to the situation or it's going to fall down to the ground pretty rapidly. And it needs to happen quickly. We need to be confident in this. Um, Five of Swords, Knight of Swords, Five of Swords. That's desiring standards and boundaries or desiring to attack or to hold the field. It seems like, okay, I just heard the word hot girl summer. It seems like before we get out there, la-di-da, yada-yada, somebody who kind of wants to spin the block, tap, tap one more time to make sure before they release and let go. That's kind of what I'm getting. What's this pair of aces here? Message from the other side, Six of Swords. They want to make sure that the coast is clear. That's a river six. They want to come up out of some nasty or whatever, what have you. We were having a karmic lesson. Or something was basic, petty, mediocre, fell down to the ground. This other side's been recuperating from this trauma. The Three of Swords is the active trauma where the wound is still active. The Four of Swords means the wound's no longer festering and bleeding or whatever, but a trauma people don't realize is not the event itself. Because the same event can happen to two people and one will leave completely devastated and the other person is barely even bothered. A trauma is how a trauma is an event that we experience that changes us. We will never be the same after that event. So this left an impression. It got in there and it stuck, and they had to work things out. And so they're waiting, resting, pause. They could be concussed. They could be resuscitating. They could be convalescing. But there's going to be here some action of the heart. That's what we need to do because there's still more here. Nine of Wands, weariness still, yeah, okay, but there's still another tactic or tact or tell me about this Queen of Swords with the Seven of Swords. If somebody's got their ducks in a row and it's never really left, and they're gonna, yeah, see something's on the way back. Somebody's traveling to give us a message. Something's on the way back. It hasn't left, it hasn't gone anywhere. And we're going to quickly find out about it. We're going to quickly realize that somebody's been having affections, and I don't know if they reveal it or not, but they were in their feelings about something. They got their feelings hurt. What is this wanting to the draw? King of Cups, Eight of Cups. Yeah, but that's also a return here. Okay, it's just because we're kind of mature, which means we're boundaried or we have some kind of wisdom, so we might be dry. We need things that are very clear to take care of. We're not going to put our time, energy, effort, and attention to things that we don't know what they are. And this other side has been racking their mind to try to figure out, like, how do I X, Y, Z, L, M, P? But they're also moving in secret because they're a little bit competitive. They're trying to not be detected for something. And I don't understand what that is. What is this Page of Wands, Ten of Wands? Because that means we on our end are feeling burdened. Okay. What is this Death card with the Ten of Wands? But that's a sweeping of a karmic cycle. Yeah. So this has been a pressure cooker. It delivers some results because we're under pressure. Because we were made to cry and dealt with delays, we probably had to say something. And now somebody's coming back to put something to bed. Somebody's coming back to put something to bed. And honestly, it's very precious. It might be something that is going to have lots to give, lots to invest in. So this has been a reading about a pending reunion. One thing that I know is we need to get out there, and it's going to happen this week. Something needs to be attended to. And essentially, there's one more effort to deal with something that's plaguing one, if not the both of us. And there's victory to be had, or at least glory to be received, but it needs to be consistent or conscientious or something of that nature because there's some discernment or a need to learn something. You could either slow down all the way to the ground or you could speed up and hit. There needs to be some kind of healing here, which is possible, but for the last 6 weeks, it's been festering. It's been very painful. So it's been an honor and a pleasure to serve. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to do so. If anything I said resonates deeply with you, go ahead and smash that like button. We're going to say a quick prayer for all those still lost out there. To illusion, delusion, confusion, lost in the seas of time, trapped somewhere in the matrix, yet to heal, yet to awaken, yet to return to the resplendent grace of the divine, unconditional love and universal oneness. Upon we love you, we're sorry, please forgive us. Thank you. We pray that your steps are ordered, your path illuminated, and that you find salvation and redemption in this lifetime. May you be happy, may you be whole, may you be healthy, may you be well, may you be at peace. May you receive everything you ever wanted, starting with what you deserve until we meet again, until we read again. Namaste, Dhanava, Anashe, Sayonara, Tas Vidanya, Avidagain. Take good care. Smash that like button. Bye-bye.